Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, I'm going to cover BlackBerry stock because they did go over, or they just released their Q2 fiscal year 2024 earnings report. Now they did release preliminary numbers and they're basically around the same. But this is more to recap and go over the numbers just to see what they were versus what they estimated, plus to go over the conference call in terms of what the key points were. And then I'm going to do a year-over-year, quarter-over-quarter comparison as well after the conference call points. So hopefully enjoy the video. Hopefully you like it. As always, I'm not a professional, so please do your own due diligence and research before buying and selling. And I do own shares in the BlackBerry stock as well, so that's a disclaimer too at the same time. In terms of the numbers, if you just want to check them out too, or re-listen to the conference call later, because they will be available later, it's just not right now, just go to BlackBerry Investor Relations website, and you could pull it up yourself right here. But I already have the Q2 pulled up. So they have total company revenue came in at 132 million. IoT came in at 49 million. Cybersecurity revenue came in at 79 million. Licensing and other revenue came in at 4 million. Non-GAAP basic loss per share of 4 cents and GAAP basic loss share of 7 cents. Now, in terms of versus preliminary numbers, like the numbers they provided earlier, came in at 132 million as estimated. So that's the same thing, what we got right now, 132. And then they estimated 49 million for IoT, which is the same what we got right now. In terms of cybersecurity side, though, unfortunately, they were expecting 80 million and we got 79 million. And then licensing on other revenue came in at 4 million versus the 3 million expected. Now, in terms of street estimates, if you just go to Yahoo Finance, type in BlackBerry stock or whatever stock you want to check out, click analysis, the analysis tab, and you can see average estimate, street estimates was a loss of 6 cents. So that's good. Like in terms of, not necessarily, you would want a profit, but in terms of beating street estimates, they beat the street estimates at a loss of 4 cents instead of loss of 6 cents. So that's about 33% beat. So that's not too bad. And that was basically it for in terms of numbers. They got a bunch of wins here and there. They mentioned the Mitsubishi and all that stuff, et cetera, et cetera. Nothing crazy, at least from what I picked up on. Now, in terms of the conference call, I'll go over some of the bullet points that I have right here. So government contract, I mentioned that in the last video. They're expecting to close it in this fiscal year. Again, it was mentioned how it was a big contract. We don't know necessarily how big this contract is, but it seems like it's a reoccurring contract once they sign it, which is pretty good, potentially. And if it's a big contract, that's great. And again, it's expected to close this fiscal year, not this year, fiscal year. So we got another 2 quarters for this fiscal year. Last 2 quarters is expected to be better. At least that's what Chen stated. So we'll see. Hopefully that is the case, but it has been promised in the past that some quarters are going to be better than other quarters, and then it doesn't seem to be the case. So just be mindful of that. This is just expectations, right? Doesn't mean it's guaranteed. Q4 will, Chen also stated Q4 will be the best revenue quarter for QNX the company has ever had. So that's good. But again, we'll see expectations versus reality. It's anybody's guess at this point. And then also back to one point. So the third-party company, in terms of valuation, to see how they could add value to the company and all that stuff. It was kind of mentioned. Because I'm not able to really listen to a recap, the audio for the conference call. I didn't understand what he was mentioning or exactly in terms of Chen stated that something might happen sooner versus, for example, the expectation for the valuation from the third-party company to add value to the BlackBerry stock. The timeline, I think, it's supposed to be sometime end of next summer, or the summer coming up, I guess, because summer is pretty much ended already. But Chen said something about like something might happen sooner or something like that. It's hard to tell exactly what he was hinting at. But that's just, be mindful of that because he's going to be signed again or potentially signed again in November. So his contract, Chen's contract ends in terms of like him being a CEO, November timeframe, right? This November coming up. So if he doesn't get renewed, I don't know who steps in as CEO, but if he does get renewed, he continues his work moving forward. And it just seems like something's going to happen before November. I don't know if he was hinting at his contract or something, or the third-party company evaluation in terms of what can be done. The only problem is, it was mentioned before that they're making great progress, but this is going to take some time. So I didn't expect it to happen in a couple quarters or 2 quarters. So we'll see. But that was basically it in terms of conference call and the numbers. Now, in terms of year-over-year comparison, I'm just going to do a quick one. It's basically the same, a little bit from before, but we got this quarter right now. And then so if we go to the previous quarter, we got the numbers was, so this is inflated because of the patent sale itself, the check that came through. So if you minus the patent sale, which is 235 million versus the 373, you have 138 million. So that is a quarter-over-quarter decline. And the rest of the numbers, I guess we could look at them. 45 million for IoT. So we have growth for the quarter-over-quarter growth for IoT. And then 93 million for cybersecurity. So quarter-over-quarter decline for cybersecurity. And that's basically for that portion. And if we look at last year's same Q2, so year over year, we have 168 million as a total company revenue. So year over year loss because we had 132 million this time. And then IoT came in at 51 million. So we have a loss. So yeah, loss. So year over year loss for IoT because this year was 49 million for the same quarter. And then cybersecurity was at 111 million. So it's 79 million now. So year over year loss as well. So year over year loss for IoT sector, cybersecurity sector, year over year loss as well. And year over year loss for total company revenue. The only thing is it's just quarter over quarter growth for the IoT. So we'll see. In terms of share price, I remember last quarter they said they are focused on increasing the share price, earnings per share, which is positive for the stock. But until we see the revenue go up, we won't really see much. So we'll see. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, consider dropping a like. Appreciate the help. Sorry about that. I can't even talk almost. But thanks for the help. I appreciate it. Honestly, thank you so much. And if you want to see the next video when it gets posted and notified, consider following so be notified when I do upload the next video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.